to another episode of the Never Alone podcast with me, your host and friend, Narima Yuba. And this is no ordinary episode, okay? If you know what's going down. But welcome to day one of the winter break bonanza, aka WBB. That's kind of, I said like only for the first episode or for the first day am I gonna say winter break bonanza, like the whole thing. But after that, it's just gonna be referred to as WBB. Like that is it, because I cannot say bonanza because it just feels wrong in my mouth. But welcome. This is super fun. I'm super excited. I was writing my journal before I started or whatever. I was writing my journal yesterday saying that there's been, well, for me in particular, there's been like, I've become so used to like the anticipation of the winter break bonanza, and I'm been like talking about it saying, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But now that it's finally here and we're up and running and we're starting, it's exciting, but also very nerve-wracking at the same time. But then I tell myself, what am I nervous about? You know, this thing that I'm doing, it can be anything I want it to be. And I think that's also what makes me a bit nervous in a good way, but also just super excited. But firstly, if you don't know who I am, that's okay. My name is Naedi, that is I, and I'm the host, the only host of this podcast that you're listening to right now, whether that be on YouTube, which you can, and I would highly recommend you do, or if you just listen to audio only, I will never forget about you guys, and welcome to the pod if you're new. But if you're reoccurring, you already know what's going on, what the deal is. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you and your support. If you do, and while we're on the topic of support, you can follow the pod anywhere. I think, have I explained what this is? I have explained what this is, but you can follow the pod on Spotify, leave a rating, leave a review, ask a question, let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of. I'll be more than happy to answer this question for you and start a conversation. You can also follow the pod on Instagram at Neverland Pod, and on Twitter, Neverland Podcast. I will indeed be posting there every single day for the next 23 days. So be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be busy. We're gonna be busy. We're gonna be active, and I'm so excited. So it's currently, I should have said good morning, because it is literally 9:23 in the morning. And I'll explain kind of how this is gonna go, but you'll come along with me to kind of see what this is. But firstly, self-check-in moment. How are we doing on this beautiful Thursday morning? To be honest, I woke up feeling awful, like horrible. I woke up and my mouth, or my throat was so sore, and I was like, no. And I was like, snap. And this is kind of like my tell as to when I'm getting sick, but it wasn't like the same, but it's just my throat was hurting. I was like, ugh. Drank some water, it's a bit better now, but it still hurts. But we're pushing through. But other than that, life is good. It's the end of the term, end of the semester, so all my roommates and teammates have gone home to their families to spend Christmas. So I'm here alone. I have the freedom of this beautiful apartment to do whatever I want. Nothing crazy, because there's nothing crazy to do, but I get to do this in here. Usually, if you've watched like the YouTube videos, I do it like in some other room, but I'm actually in the apartment that we are staying in. So that's pretty cool that I get to do this in like a place that I've become used to and comfortable with. So I've been doing well. I hope you've been doing well. I hope you're happy. Hope you are healthy, and I hope that you are taking care of thee. And I hope you have a beautiful, gorgeous day today. And you know, if your day didn't go so well, depending on when you're watching this, it happens to the best of us. But you know what? Tomorrow, the sun will rise again, and we're going in tomorrow with good energy, positive mindset, and all good vibes. You know. And once again, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. So while I'm here, I kind of wanted to explain this thing and what this is, and also just explain something else. So firstly, I made a mistake again. Well, I didn't make a mistake, but I had a bit of a issue again with like mic situation. As you know, well, I don't know if I said this, but I said that I was going to buy a mic for the phone so that you can hear me better for like video wise. But then I got the adapter thing that I was talking about, and I put it in, did a bit of a test. It didn't work. It didn't work. And I was like, what the heck? Like, why isn't it working? And I was really sad because I was like, dang it, like, I wanted to have good audio for the videos, but this is just what we're gonna have to deal with. And that's okay. Things happen, and we just move with it. We move with it. It's definitely not ideal, but what can we do? So that happened. And last thing before I go eat breakfast, I haven't eaten, is that oh, I wanted to explain kind of what this is gonna look like. Sorry. So if you're listening, we are on YouTube as well. So if you want to, you can go watch over. I will say there's definitely more to be seen on the YouTube rather than just listening. But if listening's your thing, then I get it. I won't neglect listening to like prioritize YouTube. But so yeah, what is this? What am I doing? What is going on? So basically, I've kind of had this vision of this to be like a podcast video log, aka plug, you know? And I'm not the first to do this, and I most certainly won't be the last. So this isn't some, you know, innovative thing that I've come up with. But I know the Try Guys, who I love, have done this before, where they're on the move and they're recording a podcast. Obviously, they have much better equipment than I do and an entire team in production. But it's not going to be the same as what they did, because they were just like, I really love what they did, but this is kind of going to be like a podcast episode about the entire day, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take the pod around with me, whatever I get up to today, and we're just going to record and chat like a regular episode. And then obviously as well on the YouTube, but we're going to be different locations. We're going to do different things. Like I already know where we're going to go next after I eat my food. And it's just going to be a good time. And then again, I don't know what this is going to be. I'm going with the flow. Obviously I have some ideas, but I'm going with the flow for the most part. And we're just chilling. Maybe, you know, sometimes I might decide, oh, I'm only going to record this morning or this afternoon or the entire day. That's what I mean by we're just going to see how it goes. And just move with it. We're just gonna move with it. You know what I mean? We're just gonna move with it. So this is what this is. It's kind of, as I said, it's the morning now. So I'm gonna go eat breakfast, and then I'm gonna go somewhere and we're gonna record. And then I have an appointment, and I have my long run to do still today. So that's exciting. And I'm cutting my hair today. That's something I will say. I'm cutting my hair today. I will show you when that happens, but we're cutting my hair today. And we'll see how it goes. And then obviously I'll post it at the end of each day, and then we go again tomorrow. And then again, it's every single day until did I say the 6th or the 5th? When is it? But in January sometime is when this video. But I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for this whole journey. It's gonna be super fun, I hope. And I'm just happy to have you here with me, whether you're listening or you're watching. It's just good to have you. And then again, if you want to keep up, you can follow the pod on all those socials, because I'll be more active, because then again, it's the end of the semester, so I've got nothing to do. But this is keeping me occupied and busy, and I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, yeah. Well, I'll see you soon. We'll catch up. Well, it's so weird, because for me, it's like an entire 24-hour day. But for you guys, it's actually going to be like a couple of seconds, which is okay. And obviously I don't know what I'm doing, essentially. Like, I'm learning to edit videos during this process and link to the pod and stuff like that. So I'm learning, but it's really exciting. Anyway, let's go have breakfast. See you soon. I'll see y'all soon. Take it back to the place we know where all began. Yeah. As you can see, we're in a different location. We're on a tennis court, and because I knew I was gonna record on the tennis court, but then I thought about the song "The Boys Are Back" from High School Musical, back to the place we know it all began. Could be anything you wanna be. And that's kind of like exactly what this is. If you don't know, I am a tennis player. I don't do that. I'm a tennis player. So this is where everything started for me. It's the reason why I'm here in the US. If you don't know, I'm in the United States of America, pursuing my career in tennis and just my education as a whole. But this is where it began for me, actually. I only started playing tennis when I was, how old was I? I was six, 7. And I'm still playing now till this day. So it's been long. It's been like, it's basically been my life for more than a decade. A decade sounds so serious, but like 10 years. And it's just like all I know, to be completely honest with you. But so that's why I'm here. I don't know what I was gonna say recording on a tennis court, but I just wanted to be here and just start this thing off with recording on a tennis court. So we practice here basically. The courts are, you know, they're okay. It's definitely fast to what I'm used to back in George, because I play at sea level, so the ball's slower. But here it's not sea level, it's in the mountains, so it's not slow, it's quick. But I've had to like adjust, which is okay. I hope you can hear me. I forgot that I'm literally outside. I'm literally outside recording in the open. Hold on. I had a bit of a jump scare like 2 seconds ago, because a car like pulled up here, and it was like exactly identical to my dad's car, and I was like, and it stopped. I was like, what's going on? And I was like, no. And then it obviously wasn't him. I was like, obviously it's not him. But it was a bit of a jump scare. It's currently 11 o'clock. No, it's not true. It's 10:26. Still pretty early in the morning. No plans. I'm gonna go to the physio. I know I said I was gonna run, but I'm gonna go to the physio, and then we'll see if I can run or not. And then we're just gonna chill, and I'm gonna read when I get back, and we're just gonna have a good day. It's a vibe, chill day. As you can see, I don't know if you saw this, but I have a football with me. Football ball. I don't know what to call it, but it's not mine. It's my friend's one. And I went to the gym yesterday to see if I can inflate it. Now, I know zero about football. It's only since I've come here that football's like a huge thing, American football. But I understand it, kind of, but it's just like so whatever. But I don't know, this thing is huge. Like, it's so big. And I don't know how these football players like hold this thing. They must have humongous hands, because my hand is like, doesn't go, and then they throw it so like perfectly with the whole like spiral, whatever. And it's just like yeah, so I'm gonna play around with that. I'm probably gonna hit some serves on the tennis court that I'm on. Then I'm gonna go back to my room and just relax and read. But yeah, I think while I'm on the tennis court, I probably should talk about tennis a little bit, because I'm like, what am I gonna speak about here? Let me think. Let's start at the beginning. Why tennis? Why did I start playing tennis? Because it's pretty random, because no one in my family has ever played tennis really, except for my cousin. But no like direct family has ever played tennis. A lot of my family and aunts and uncles are teachers. Some of them played sports. Like, I know my mom, she's kind of tall, so she did like track and field or athletics. Apparently she did long jump. No, that's not true. She did high jump apparently. And she played netball. I know like all my aunts played netball. And I used to play netball, but then I left that because of a teacher. But it's really fun. So there's some athletic situation going on, but no one really like pursued it or played tennis. I mean, in those times, it was obviously being a person of color and, you know, pursuing a career in sport was probably like not in the cards and not a possibility. So for me to play tennis and for it to bring me here to the other side of the world is pretty insane. But basically, I always think my teacher, because I moved to a new school and they said you have to do an extramural or 2 extramurals. I was like, I don't know, like I never like done sports ever, so I did basically everything under the sun: swimming, athletics, netball, hockey, tennis, like everything. And then I obviously enjoy tennis. I was pretty good at shot put. You know, I don't think I hold the record anymore, but there was a point where I held the record at Glenwood at my primary school when I was in grade 4, I think. I don't know, but it was something. I never done it, but I did athletics for a little bit, and then dropped athletics real fast, did swimming on the side, not as an actual thing. I feel like every child did swimming for some reason, and I'm grateful for it because I mean I can swim now, but I just remember everyone doing like swimming lessons. And then hockey and netball and tennis were the ones that really stuck. And then I left netball in grade 4. My friend and I, we were like, we're gone, we're not, because the teacher was so mean. But hockey and tennis were always the ones for me. And then obviously I took tennis a bit more seriously. I started playing tournaments and stuff like that. And then it got a bit bumpy, like the road got a bit bumpy towards like grade 7 and into high school. Because now it's that, well, you're like at that stage where, okay, like I'm actually playing this tennis thing, so I need to travel and money is being put into this thing or whatever. So then I had a bit of a bump in the road in terms of like my hockey and like my coach or whatever. But I still played hockey for like a little bit, and then I just went crazy with the tennis and it led me here. And then I left hockey for a bit. By a bit, I think I meant like a year or 2. Remember there was COVID as well. But there was just so much friction, and I think there was a point, and if you look down like on the episode catalog, there's a time where I'm speaking about like my coach was so against me playing hockey, and for good reason. I mean, he cared about my career and my tennis, and he didn't want me to get hurt. But I feel like I was at a point in my life where I just needed to have hockey, and I think I always credit hockey for this. I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't play hockey last year or the year before. And at that time I didn't know that I was gonna play hockey, so but he was so against it, and it just caused so much friction and a lot of tears, and it was just like really bad. But ultimately I wrote it in one of my journals that it was like a pivotal point in my life. That moment, I think like 2021, like that area was really like rough in terms of like me like taking not ownership, but me like really deciding what I want to do with my life and stuff like that. But I'm here for tennis, obviously, and I'm super grateful for the opportunity the sport has given me and continues to give me. I mean, it's actually crazy. Then again, I don't really come from like all of this that I'm doing right now is so like bizarre, not bizarre, but it's so like foreign to my family. Because when obviously you go to your family, and obviously like being from where I'm from, South Africa, and you know the opportunities there, especially with what has happened in the past couple of years, it's super weird to be like, oh, I can get a scholarship through this sport, and they're like, what? And you immediately think, what, like, are there any strings attached, like what's going on? Like, no, obviously you have to pay money, but there's not much like strings attached, which is crazy. And it's just like, what? It just doesn't make sense. Like it wasn't really fathomable to, I guess, a lot of people in my family, because then again, coming from, I think it's called marginalized community and group, it's like you will never been given these opportunities. But it was too good to pass out on. So I'm here now in America, which is crazy. I've been here for like 4 months, and then I'm going home next year in the summer, which will be autumn at home, which sucks actually, which actually sucks, because I want to see the sun. I mean, I'm seeing the sun, but I was thinking about this, like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna talk about that because that is for another time. my gosh, please don't come in here. But yeah, I mean, going back to the hockey thing, I still think at the back of my head, I know that I'm still gonna play hockey at some point in my life, you know? And people probably won't like to hear that. I know a lot of people might, I know one person in my life who'll be like, oh, when they hear me say that, but it's just so, like, I remember last year, I'm a very, like, shy person, so it was really hard for me to, like, open up, but I feel like that group of people was, like, my second family, even though I never, like, said a lot and I had a lot going on, but it's just, like, it was such a family, like, you know, team. And I mean, I wouldn't be like who I am or where I am if I didn't play hockey last year. And there was a point where I didn't think I'll play ever again, and that's why, if you're watching the video, you can see I'm wearing like a blue bracelet, and that's kind of like symbolizes that moment. Obviously this is more of like a casual one, but I have one at home that has like my number and everything on it, all the things, and it's just like a trinket, little thing to remember that moment in time. And I think to myself, like, after my whole tennis career, I'm gonna go for the hockey, maybe, I don't know, or just play like for a club for fun, you know. I think it's just something I really want to do. Like, there was a point where I was having hockey FOMO. I literally wrote to my journal, I'm having hockey FOMO so bad now, because I just feel like going on an Astro and just playing like with people, and it's just so fun. I don't know what else to say about the hockey. It's just been a joy. So I'm here on scholarship for like 4 years, but then again, it's really tricky because I tell myself I'm here for 4 years, but literally anything can happen. But then again, I don't want to put like bad energy into the universe. You know, I want to be here for 4 years and do the best I can with what I have and do as much as I can. But after those 4 years, oh, girl, who knows? Maybe I'll still be playing tennis, maybe I won't. Because I think it's interesting, like, I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I have like other goals in my life that, you know, don't involve tennis, which is a really like not taboo, but like thing to say when I'm here to pursue my tennis career. Obviously I'm here and who knows where this will take me, but there's other things I want to pursue as well, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but to some people it might be like, you know, a bit of a shock. But it's not wrong to have other dreams and goals and aspirations, I think. Wow, that's loud. You know, there's like a okay, there's like a truck that some dude drives, and I'm so sorry you had to hear that, but this is what it is. Then again, I'm not gonna edit a lot of this because I just don't, I don't know, it's just not gonna happen. But there's this truck this dude drives. I don't even know the guy, but you know he's here when he's here, and it makes such a loud noise, and I don't understand when people do that. Anyway, I think that'll be all being here on the tennis court. It's kind of nice to start reminiscing. Maybe I'll tell you my favorite. I'm trying to think what my favorite memory on a tennis court is. My favorite memory on a tennis court. I want to say my favorite memory, but milestone type beat or achievement for me was when I won my first ITF in Durban in 2022. Yeah, 2022. Was it? I don't know. I think it was 2022 in January. Went to Durban, played an ITF there. You know, I've said this before, but you go into like a tournament thing, you have to have that belief that you're gonna win. But then at the back of your mind, you're like, maybe I'll make it to quarters, then I'll be happy. But for some reason, everything and a lot of things in that tournament clicked, and I think it was my mindset, because I remember going into that tournament not nervous at all, which scared me because I'm so used to being terrified and nervous. But I was not nervous. I was like, you know what? It's my last year of ITFs. I'm gonna go in there have fun. I've got literally nothing to lose, and just have a good time. And I remember just like going to this tournament, playing my matches, taking it day by day, and just chilling. You know, I play a match, go back to the hotel / B&B, watch TV, to carry on my life, and then practice maybe and stretch, and then play a match and then go home. It was just like I was just vibing, and everything just seemed to have clicked that tournament. Ended up winning a tournament. I played my good friend in the final, and I won. I was like actually shocked. I was shook. I was like, whoa. I was like I was in disbelief that I won. And then we also won the doubles. I mean, I could say, if I say I'm not surprised we won the doubles, it sounds so bad. Like I sound like a really like person, but I much prefer doubles than singles. But I don't hate singles, but I know I just do better in doubles. So me and my partner, we played well and we won the doubles as well, so that was crazy. And then the second tournament, I know and believe that I could have won the tournament, but I was so tired. I was so tired. And then I think I started my period the day before I had to play my semi-final. And I remember waking up that morning and I felt like so weak. But then I didn't want that to show. And to be fair, I still played well in the semis, but my other friend who I played with against, she played well and she obviously deserved to win. So yeah, I mean, I'm not resentful. And then we won the doubles, so that's a really standout moment for me. Another one is when I was recovering from COVID, and I went to Pretoria to play one tournament, and I was like, girl, I'm like recovering. And I remember my coach was pushing for me to come, and I was like, ah. And then I said yes. I was like, oh my god. And then I made the final of a grade 3, which was insane, actually. I mean, then again, also going to a tournament with the same mindset of like, I haven't played in a long time and I'm recovering, so I've got nothing to lose here. So I'm just gonna, you know, play my best, give what I can, and see what happens. And I guess I made it to the final. I don't know, bro, but I remember we also played a doubles match, my friend and I. So that was a hard loss because we were like 9-6. We were 9-6 up. And then my other, because we're always playing friends, okay, if you haven't noticed. But my other friend, I remember 9-8. I'll never forget the shot. 9-8. We hit a shot like just tip over the net, but she was at the net and she slid and she hit this crazy little dink. And I was like, oh my word. Even though we lost the point, I was like, wow. Like, wow. You know, kudos to you. And yeah, we lost 11-9. Which it would have been cool if we won, but we didn't win. But I remember usually after that match, you're like so sad and depressed. But I remember being like in disbelief for that shot still. And I gave her a high five. I was like, that was sick. That was a good shot. And I think even in moments like that is what I try to remember and think about, is like, you know, we're all here, you know, doing the same thing, competing. But at the same time, guys, it's just like, let's just have a good time. Let's just have fun. We're so lucky to be in the position that we are. Might as well enjoy it. So there are moments where I have losses, but then I'm just like not sad, because I'm like, you know what an opportunity. But there's moments where I'm like, oh my word, and I'm like depressed. But other than that, anyway, what is the time? Yeah, I'm gonna go because yeah, I have an appointment in like an hour, and I want to go back home and read and just chill, relaxation. But yeah, I mean, for you, I'll see you in like a second. For me, it'll be in a couple of like maybe an hours. So actually I need to do something while I'm here. So anyway, yeah, I'll see you soon. I have a physio thing. Something is going on with my foot. I don't know what's going on, but it hurts really bad. And I feel so bad going to the physio because I feel like, and there's obviously like a deeper story to this, but I feel like there's always something wrong with me. And it's just like, oh, can't I just like be pain free for once? But this is really bad and I kind of want to get on top of it. Anyway, I'll see you soon. It is currently 13 minutes past 7 in the evening. So basically, I've had a whole day. and this is kind of today was me feeling this out and seeing how I like it, and I kind of enjoy it, even though for you guys it just feels like 2 seconds, but it's been a whole day for me. And if you're watching the video, I'm currently sitting and it looks like I'm doing like a confessional for, you know, like those reality TV shows. It feels like I'm doing a confessional, but the time has come, friends. I'm cutting my hair. Yeah, actually, excuse me, it's not that deep. It's just that I have never cut my hair. If you're watching, you can see I'm like checking myself in the mirror, but I've never cut my hair myself before. And basically, let me tell you what brought this on. Okay, so a couple months ago, or like a month ago, I forgot that, oh my word, I need to cut my hair while I'm here. If you want, I have short hair, and I was like, okay. And I went to this place, literally charged me $25 just for like a full-on whole cut. $25. And now if you convert that to rands, that's 250 rands. 250 rand to do that. And at home, it's literally usually like between 20 rand and 50 rand. So to like basically pay 250 is insane. So I was like, not again. Then I went to this other place. They only charged me $10, but that's still 180 rand. And I'm like, no. And basically, like, the way I want to keep my hair, I would have to go to cut my hair like every second week, basically, to keep it the way I want it. Like, the way it is now is not what I want, but I kind of let it grow so that during the winter break I can cut it. And if I probably gonna do it bad, you know, not everyone will have to see it, but I will be cutting it myself from here on out. So I will not be paying any money. So I invested in one of these super basic, I don't know, like, yeah, super basic little what is it called, a razor, I don't know what you call it, but it's a hair cutting kit. And we're gonna do it here for the first time. And then again, I'm not gonna be too mad if I mess up, because at the end of the day, I'm not going anywhere. So, and obviously this will give me time to improve. So by the time, you know, we're back for the spring, I will know how to cut my own hair every single week, second week. So we're gonna do it together. Obviously, it's probably gonna take a while, so you won't see everything. And for the people listening, I will report back when I am finished. But if you're watching, you're gonna see a little bit of what's cooking and what's going on. But I'm excited. It's gonna be weird. It's pretty loud, so that's why it just would not be ideal. But we're gonna do it. And as I was thinking about this, I was like, because there's a time where, I don't know if have I done it before. I don't think I've done it before, but I've always wanted to do an episode about my hair, you know, and literally called Hair is Emotional. Because I haven't always been like bald. Basically, I've only been bald since grade 11, which is like 2021 maybe, I think. 2021, yeah, maybe 2021 is when I decided to cut my hair, because I just had like a traumatic experience with that. So I will probably eventually, probably maybe next year, talk about Hair is Emotional. And this is me now. Like, the way my hair looks at this point in time, this is who I am. Like, this is me now. People ask me, do you ever think about, like, you know, growing it out, like doing an afro? I'm like, no, never. I refuse. And I even have like photos on my phone, and my cousin knows how bad it was, that I just look back at those photos and be like, I'm not going back to this. I am not going back to whatever this was. So this is me now, and I like it. It's so convenient. It's so convenient, so easy. I literally I wake up in the morning, just brush it the right way. It's okay. And when it is the way I want it, you basically don't even have to brush it. You just have to, like, you know, steer it in the right direction. So we're gonna cut my hair now. Stay tuned. Okay, let's do it.
Alrighty ho. Oh, alrighty. I finished. As you can see, if you're watching, I'm a different person now. It's actually such a weird thing to kind of go from one thing to another thing in like a short space of time, which I was thinking about while I was cutting my hair. I was like, a couple minutes ago I had hair on my head. Oh, I still have hair, but a couple minutes ago I had like more hair on my head, and now I've got like zero, which, as you can see, yeah, it was quite the experience. I think obviously room for improvement, but I'm pretty happy with what I've done. I guess this is who I am. You know what I mean? Like, this is the length of what I want my hair to be like all the time. So it'll basically mean I'll probably be cutting my hair like on the weekends every week. And it's not that, it's low-key kind of satisfying, I'll be honest with you, but like the length that it, as like even on the floor, there's like hair on the floor, but the length that it was a couple minutes ago is like not what I want it to be. Like, I don't think I ever want it to get to that point. So, and it was pretty painful to like cut it. Like, it was painful to cut. I was like, if you like saw the, I was like, you know, making a face. But then when the hair was off and I was just kind of like cleaning it up and getting patches, it was like so nice. It was like a literal head massage. The hard thing was like cutting the back, because obviously I can't see what's going on behind me. But I think I did a pretty decent job. If you're watching, you can see. Maybe you're probably like, oh, that looks pretty terrible. But yeah, obviously there's room for improvement, but I like it at this moment in time. This is like how I want my hair to be. So I'm glad I got that done. Quite an experience to do it by myself. I think maybe when my teammates get back and my roommates get back, maybe they can help me, like especially with the back, because obviously I literally can't see. So I'm just kind of like going blind, and then I turn to check here and there. So maybe they can help me with that aspect of it. But for the most part, it was pretty smooth sailing, and we're gonna end the episode here. So just gonna sit and chat a little bit about life, what's been cooking, what's been going on, really. Okay, today was the first day of winter break bonanza. Yay! So it's kind of nice to get like, I wish I could lean back, but I can't really lean back because it's like hair on the floor. But today was the first day of the winter break bonanza, and it was pretty cool just to see like what it would look like in terms of structure, how my day would be. Obviously today I literally did nothing. I did nothing today. But tomorrow is pretty full in terms of, I didn't run today. I know I said I was gonna run, but I didn't run today because of my foot. I went to the physio for my foot, and then she didn't even tell me what was wrong, but we treated it and it's a bit better. And I just thought it would be smarter not to run, just to, like, make it worse. So I decided to rest. So I'll probably run tomorrow. It's my long run. So even though I'm getting back into running and it's really nice, but it's my long run, which isn't even long, it's like 5Ks. But my goal ultimately is to run a 5K in 30 minutes. Now you may think that's slow. No, I think for me, I would be really proud of myself if I did that, because I'm not a good runner. I enjoy running sometimes, but I just suck at running. So that's what makes me not like it as much. It's because I'm so bad at it. But I like it. I think, especially, I hate running on a treadmill, but running outside is just like makes it so much more fun. And I use the Nike running app, so it makes it like, Coach Bennett is my coach, you know, and Coach Corey, they're my coaches. And I just like, I don't know, having a guided run, and you know, it's just like really helpful. So getting back into running, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna play some tennis with my friend, and then I have a lift session, which I could bring my phone with me to record a little bit. Lift session at 1, and then my friend is having like graduation ceremony, so she's doing that. And then in the evening, what is happening in the evening? In the evening, oh, we're probably gonna go out to have like a nice little dinner with her family and a bunch of other people. So it's gonna be really fun. I think tomorrow is gonna be one of those episodes where I record in the morning for a long period of time and then have a recording in the afternoon, but then obviously put images and stuff like that. So it's about adjusting and being kind of flexible, obviously, with whatever the day brings us. But I forgot to mention actually earlier that, if you don't know, it's gonna be every single day except for Sunday, not Sunday. Sunday, I've decided to be like, no, not Sunday, because I'm also going to church on Sunday. I speak to my family on Sunday, and it's just like, Sunday is just like, well, no. But all will be said all in due time. But life is good thus far. We're pretty chill. As I said, I'm kind of like alone in the apartment, so I kind of do what I want. Not in a bad way, but I can just like relaxation and, you know, just do what I want really. And that's giving me the space to do the winter break bonanza. So that's pretty cool and really fun. But I'm gonna go, it's literally 8 o'clock, and you know, I think that's so early. It is pretty early, but I'm literally gonna go shower now and go sleep. Because what time did I sleep yesterday? I think I slept at 11, past 11. Because I've been watching Pretty Little Liars, PLL. It's getting, I feel like it's pretty slow. I kind of calculated because season 5, episode 4 or 5, it said like Miss You X 100 or something like that. And I was like, 100? And I was like, wait, is this the 100th episode? And I did the math, and it was the 100th episode. So that was interesting, and it was a good episode. Loki, Pretty Little Lies is scaring me these days. Like, it's actually scaring me these days. And maybe it's also because I'm alone and I'm hearing things sometimes. Like last night, I got like a jump scare. Oh, I just got scared because I don't close my door because I just don't like it being closed, but I'm like debating to actually close the door, even though I locked the door of the apartment. But of my room, I'm like, oh, maybe I should lock it, but I don't like a closed door. It makes me feel kind of weird, so I leave it a little bit like ajar. But like every like couple of minutes I would pause and just look up because I just like see movements and these things, and I'm like, what the heck is happening? But also like the show is having a lot of like jump scares, like with A being back, and what episode did I watch where a house blew up, and they were, because we were watching, finding out who sorry, this is so random that I'm talking about PLL, but who the girl was what girl was buried instead of Allison, and they found it was Bethany Young, and then all of them are just sitting there, and then boom, just like the window blows out. I'm like, what the heck? And then there's also other instances, and I'm like, this thing is just literally scaring me. But I must say, I have to say this, low-key, I mean, I've said this before that I don't like Allison, and I like that I don't like Allison because I don't want to like it, because I've been not liking her for 5 seasons now, and I don't want to start liking her, and I don't, and I love it. So basically, dang, I was screaming, and I'm a very, especially when it comes to shows, I'm very like expressionist. Like I express a lot, so I scream, I comment. And it's kind of hard to do that when there are people around you because you obviously want to respect them and don't want to be rude. But now that I'm alone, girl, I've been screaming. And in the episode with Mona and Allison in the church, anyway, I'm not going to talk about Mona, but, and they have like a slap fest. Oh my word. Mona goes, "Pah!" And Allison goes, "Oh," and I thought that would be it. Then Allison goes, "Pah!" I was like, oh my word, a back-to-back slap, and it was so good. I was like, oh my gosh, because those slaps, they had something behind it, and I was like, Allison, and I loved it. I love seeing the real Allison come out, and she said all those things. I was like, yes. And then it came out the next day, and it's like, Mona was like, look what you think Allie has changed? But it was weird because Mona had a scar, but it was still red. I was like, girl, why is your scar still red? Like, what, you know, obviously overnight it would have dried. Anyway, I'm loving it thus far, but it feels a bit, I don't know, something feels different. It feels very like rushed, like on another, but at the same time, nothing's really happening. It just feels like everyone's a bit suspicious of something. but now some things are happening, and I'm like, oh, love. So that whole slap fest, low-key one of the best moments of the show for me. So good. And then Mona's low-key like, she's annoying me these days, and I've never really liked Mona, but it just feels like she is bored. Like, Mona is bored, and she doesn't want Ali here, and I'm like, Mona. But she's just kind of annoying. But that's like her character, so good for her. But Mona season like 2 or 3. Whoa. I forget, some things that happen on the show, and I'm like, wow. But also Hannah's going through something, and it's kind of like, it's also a little bit annoying that it's like, what's going on? Because Hannah also used to be like a boss girl type thing at some point in the show, and now she's having like an existential crisis. Not saying it's invalid, but it's just like, I miss like the, but then again, things are different because Ali's back, you know what I mean? And I've kind of stayed away from watching interviews and bloopers. I'm obviously gonna watch the season 5 bloopers, but when I'm done. But it's because I don't want to like, not that I will, but I like knowing the people as the people. I like seeing, Aria, I was gonna say Troy, Aria, Spencer, Hannah, and Emily, and not, Shay Mitchell, Troy Belisario, Ashley Benson, Lucy Hale, because obviously they are like talented actors and great people, especially Allison. I don't want to like her as a person, because then it's like, but she's actually like a really good person in real life. It's such a weird thing, but I'm just kind of keeping that boundary for now. But I obviously trust that they are good people. And it's just such a good show. Sorry, went on a bit of a rant about PLL, but it's just so good. And I feel like this weekend I'm probably gonna have like a binge moment, because I'm watching like 1 episode a night, which doesn't feel like enough. Like, I feel like I need to watch like 5 a night, or like 3 a night, but 1, it's not doing for me. So yeah, we'll see. I'm probably gonna watch like 2 today maybe, and then see when the night takes. I've been meditating. I don't know, have I spoken about my meditation? I don't know, but I've been meditating every single day, I think for like almost a month now. But I'll get into that another time. So that is all I have for you folks. Thank you for hanging out. If you have, fear not, we will be back tomorrow again, and it's gonna be fun. We're probably gonna just have a nice chilled morning, have a chat. I'm probably gonna do like a get to know me type thing in the morning, and just have a nice little conversation, because why not? Why not? Anyway, if you've made it thus far into the episode, you already know. I hope. Let me know what you think about this whole podcast video log situation, whether you like it or not, or if I should just like do a regular episode every single day instead of this thing. I might bounce around with formats, actually. Feel it out a little bit. So maybe one day I'll just do a whole episode on something, and I'll be all. But guaranteed posting every single day. Reels, posts, everything on Twitter. So be sure to follow the pod on all those things. I'm like looking at my hair, and I'm like, this actually doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look awful. So I feel better about myself. Anyway, if you've made it thus far into the episode, you already know that you are a real one indeed, and I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for your support. If you do, and if you'd like to support, you can follow the pod on Spotify or anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever. I would appreciate if you could leave a rating. I'm gonna sneeze. If you leave a rating, a review, let me know what you like, what you didn't like, what you want to see more of, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions and start a conversation with you. You can also follow the pod on Instagram at NeverLearnPod. I'm probably gonna post every single day on there. Oh my word, every single day on there. Something in my nose. And follow the Twitter at NeverLearnPodcast. Okay. Once again, thank you for joining me. It's been fun, as it always is. And I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah, mwah. Hugs and kisses all around. And then again, I'll see you tomorrow.